normally that nervous. I'm nervous. I've chosen 2 journal entries and 2 poems, but I promise they won't take too long to read. They're completely random. The first one is called Blanket of Night. As the blanket of night draped itself about the town, I once again found myself walking the shadowy streets alone. I was striding on with purpose, hood up and arms wrapped tight against the cold. I was trying to outrun something, but I didn't know what. I was trying to purge the overwhelming, suffocating thoughts and the pain they give birth to. Yet they wafted behind me in a trail that I couldn't shake off. I walked faster, but they still found me. I had left the house because the crushing intensity was made worse by being closed in, being trapped. The night air was calling to me, offering a balm to ease the unnamed turmoil. I needed to escape, to run from everything and everybody. I dove into the night without once considering where I would end up, because most of all, I was trying to outrun myself. I wasn't thinking clearly, because really I was trying not to think at all. I'd had enough and offered the pain up to the night. Had my hubby not come and brought me safely home, I don't know how long I would have walked blindly into the darkness, or where I would have ended up. Sometimes the voices cry louder as I walk, but tonight I did manage to purge most of what had sought to overwhelm me that night. Tonight I nestled into a loving hug and welcomed the emptiness, the ease of thought. My mind was my own again. Now that one's relatively dark. The next one will describe as best I can what it feels like to be experiencing a mixed episode, which I don't know if a lot of you understand. In bipolar, the swings can happen over a period of months, and you can be quite stable in between. A mixed episode, the swings are different for each person, but they can happen over a period of days, sometimes even hours. And occasionally they can get so mixed up it feels like they're happening at once. And that's what I'm trying to describe. It's called Eeyore and Tigger. You all know Winnie the Pooh, right? You know who Eeyore and Tigger are? Right? Today I feel scrambles around crumpled pieces of paper for mood suggestions. Well, I may as well just pick one at random, because my emotional state defies definition right now. I am genuinely all over the place. No sooner have I identified one mood state and begun to address it, but I feel another rise up to supplant it. This afternoon alone, I have swung from intense depression to bouncing childlike excitement and happiness, to intense anxiety and hypersensitivity, teasing paranoia, cruel distraction, extreme disinterest, and back to thoroughly miserable again. Today I have been Eeyore, Tigger, and I've been the blur as they ran around the tree. Right this minute, I would say the blur is persisting. It's possible that I'm entering a mixed episode. I really hope not, because the last one of those I had, it was the worst thing I experienced. It was worse than any depression. And I lived those days constantly on the edge of screaming. I learned how to begin to deal with the depression and the hypomania when they present independently. But this rolled up, mixed up, messed up pile of crap that is filling my head right now leaves me totally defenceless. I don't know what to do, or for that matter, what not to do. I only remember feeling like this once before, years ago. I hated it then, and I'm not too enamoured now. I vaguely remember reading that mixed episodes only occur in bipolar 1, but technically I'm bipolar 2. But that's just labels. It seems like the only explanation right now, and like I said, Eeyore, Tigger, and the confusing blur of the two. Intensely happy, sad, mixed together with a fair measure of anxiety, shifting so often that I can hardly handle what's happening, feeling somewhat lost and helpless in the face of it all. Now, 2 short poems and it's all over. I'm sorry, this is a bit difficult for me. I don't normally handle groups of about 8 or 10 very easily, so bear with me. This poem is called The Angel's Call. Words spoken with a smile, masquerading as a jest, cling to the very air she breathes, and so infect and breed, infest. They build upon past injuries and unintended harm. They seethe and writhe and creep and crawl till little else is left at all. Still, a hollow shell bereft of hope that grieving love in darkness gropes amid the thoughts to end it all and listens for the angel's call. And on the back of the book is my favourite poem. And it's a poem about mindfulness, about living your life in the moment. And whether you have a mental illness or not, whether you listen to what is said tonight or not, if I can give you one message, it is learn how to live in the moment. As I look into the eyes of this new day, I see the colour of peace and the light of love. As I rest in the arms of this new day, hours embrace and minutes offer up the sweetest kiss. As I walk hand in hand with this new day, my breath echoes the music of creation. All that exists here. All that is possible here. Eternity pours into this moment. And that, folks, is a sample of what you'll find in here. Now, there's a lot of dark stuff, and there's a lot of positive, hopeful stuff, and it's all a mixed up jumble, just like my life is. Don't expect it to read like a logical book, because it is not logical. You'll open it, you'll flick through, you'll put it down after 10 minutes, you'll lift it again, and you'll flick through, and that's the way it's meant to be read. And if you don't understand something, if you have a question, at the very back of the book, there's about 8 different ways you can contact me. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have a website, I have a blog. And most importantly, I have a personal email that I keep specifically for mental health related issues, and I'll talk to anybody about anything at any time.